Meanwhile, here's Sterling Marlin on the inside of Brett Bodine. They go through the corner side by side. Whoa! Sterling pulls in behind the Quaker State Ford.
Tommy Kendall bringing the Family Channel Ford in for an unscheduled pit stop.
Bud Bodine is back out on the racetrack. We put him out of the race, but he's back out there now, Bob, as we see Kendall coming into his pits, coming to a halt, as we see the action coming into the inner loop here as Dale Earnhardt really putting the pressure on Jeff Bodine. Mark Martin now has passed Rusty Wallace, moved up into third, and Earnhardt now trying to make a move on Jeff Bodine.
Let's find out what's wrong with Tom Kendall. Here's Jerry.
Apparently Tommy has radioed in and talked to Paul Andrews. He has a transmission problem. Paul is beneath the car as the car is parked at the far end of pit road. He is also going to get a penalty for exceeding the 35-mile-per-hour speed limit on pit road. It'll be a 15-second penalty, but that may be immaterial because he's lost third and fourth gear, and apparently they have just put the car in gear. They reached underneath and put it in gear, and now the NASCAR official standing in front of the car. Jack Whittemore will hold him 15 seconds. 13, 14, 15, and he motioned him away as the leaders now scramble back to turn one.
And Mark Martin goes by Earnhardt, sets his sights on Jeff Bodine. Mark Martin, the family for what a quick race car he has here this afternoon.
On any part of the racetrack, it seems to be, but if they hit up through the edges now, he sets his sights on Jeff Bodine. Jeff Bodine certainly knows his way around this racetrack, grew up in this area, but I think Martin has the faster race car today as they come into the interlude. Still single file as they come through there. Let's see if he tries to make a pass there. He looks down on the inside, but Bodine shuts the door very quickly there. So nothing doing right there. John Kernan?
A little bit of defensive driving, you might say, on Jeff Bodine's part. You know, after qualifying and practice yesterday, Jeff told me, he says, man, he says, we're not going to run very good for the hometown folks. I asked Donnie Wingo just a few minutes ago, what did you guys change in the race car this morning? He said, we didn't really change anything. He said, but we're still not good enough to hold that 6 car back. And I said, well, you know, looks like Mark's holding some of the other guys back. He said, yeah, but that 6 car was the second faster than anybody else on the last green flag session. But it looks like Jeff right now is doing a pretty good job of holding Mark off.
And Mark Martin out braking. Here he comes. They're side by side in the corner. Martin backs off. Let Jeff go ahead. Jeff Bodine still maintains the lead.
I'll tell you what, Mark is working the hard braking zones. That's what he's up to. You watch him again. When he gets up there by you, Ned, for that inner loop, that's going to be the next couple of minutes. He's really good under braking. He's going to try and get inside that Ford right there in the brake zone up by you, I believe.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it on this racetrack. There are just not many good places to pass. But here's one he found. He found a weak spot, and that's coming in here where you said, but he's not going to be able to do it. He got up beside of him, but he was on the wrong side coming into the turn, and Bodine took the room and kept the lead.
But Jeff drove a defensive line there. He didn't give Mark the inside. He said, no, you're going to pass me. You're going to do it the long way, the hard way. Mark said, okay, I'll try it. It didn't work yet, but this thing's not over.
Let us not forget that Jeff Bodine won the road course race at Sears Point. They are side by side here at the start-finish line, Benny.
But this is on turn 6, and Mark Martin passing on the outside. Dorsey, imagine that pass.
Boy, you got to be strong, and he's showing how strong he is right now. Dale Earnhardt moves around now and gets by Jeff Bodine.
So Bodine goes from first to third in a matter of feet. It's now Martin, Earnhardt, Jeff Bodine, and Rusty Wallace who's trying to pass Jeff.
Rusty Wallace on the inside. They're going in the corner. Now that Jeff has lost the lead, he backs off, lets Rusty Wallace go on. Now he's got problems with Terry Labonte. The Kellogg Chevrolet is right behind that Motorcraft Ford, trying to take that spot away.
And a big puff of smoke coming from the 90 car of Bobby Hillin as he moves toward you, Benny.
Yes, it looks like Hillin has blown an engine as he came by the start-finish line. And I doubt very seriously, look at the smoke out of the back of that car. I doubt very seriously he can get back now. If he'll just turn right and go up where the pace car is, maybe someone will push him in from there.
Well, he's doing the right thing. I think then he's trying to get that car off of the racetrack in case it's leaking oil. It blew up in a big way right here in the car.
Yeah, he has pulled off the racetrack. It is in a safe area, and the NASCAR officials are checking here from the starter stand, and they don't see any fluid on the racetrack, so we're not going to have a caution. I will also tell you that Tom Kendall has pulled the Family Channel Ford behind the wall. It's now Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, and Rusty Wallace, the first third, and Jerry Punch has more on Tom Kendall.
Tommy is sitting in the car behind the wall. Paul Andrews beneath the car. They have lost third and fourth gear. A minute ago, you saw him on pit road with Paul Andrews beneath the car. He put the car in second gear to get him back out and try to keep him losing some laps, but second gear will not get it with any speed. You just punish the motor. So they came back down pit road. They have brought him behind the wall, and now Paul Andrews and some of the Family Channel crew of the Alan Boyke Racing Team are here beneath the car trying to work on the transmission. Meanwhile, Tommy Kendall sitting in the car. The reason we're not talking to Tommy is that full-face helmet. You wouldn't be able to hear what he's saying here on the far end of pit road, but Tommy told us a minute ago by shouting it was indeed only second gear in the race car. Tough break.
So he sits helplessly in the pit area, and Ken Schrader is also slowing down and letting cars pass him. There comes Jeff Gordon and Cut Strickland.
That's the outside pole sitter. Kodiak Chevrolet up Kenny Schrader. And looks like he's going slow. Now it looks like he's picking up a little bit. But not much. Here comes Darrell Waltrip, the Western Auto Chevrolet.
Not up to full speed, that's for sure.
You know, he could have that same kind of problem as Tommy. He could be wedged into one gear, stuck in fourth or stuck in third, and can't do anything about that. We'll
Could be. Here are the Bodine brothers, and the 26 car of Brett Bodine is the one that's on the move right now. He's coming up on his brother, Jeff. And
he has passed the 14 car in this last lap, Bob.
Jerry Punch has more on the 26 car.
Well, the transmission bug has bitten Kenny Schrader in the Kodiak team. Kenny says the car is stuck in third gear, so they will try to nurse the car as much as they can, try to get it down pit road if they get an opportunity, and try to fix the transmission. But right now, it's basically just hold on and get as many laps as you can as they go by and get the halfway next time by. Schrader just trying to ride it out and maybe get a yellow flag and come in and have a chance to work on the transmission. But right now, it's no fourth gear for the 25.
All right, that's the report on Ken Schrader as Brett Bodine now begins to feel the pressure from Lake Speed. And here is Kenny Wallace.
He's down in front of me, Bob. Got in the corner a little bit too hard. Got the Dirt Devil Pontiac down in the dirt, and away he went. And he's going to have that Dirt Devil to scoop up some dirt in the car. And I tell you what, he better use the ones he's got, because I heard that Dirt Devil will not be back in 1994.
That's correct. They have canceled the last 2 years of their contract with this team, so Dirt Devil will not be back as a sponsor in 1994. We are at the halfway point. 45 laps completed here at the Bud at the Glen, and Mark Martin is your leader. We'll be right back.
You can see another page to see how the Tigers are doing.
Here's the interval between the top five. Dale Earnhardt is a second and a half behind Mark Martin. Rusty Wallace is almost 2 seconds behind. Jeff Bodine is running fourth and 4.5 seconds to the rears, and Lake Speed has moved to fifth position.
Here they come. Rusty Wallace right on the back bumper of Earnhardt. Here we see Lake Speed once again pull up on the back bumper of Jeff Bodine.
And you got to wonder what he'd be doing if he hadn't spun and went almost to the back of the field.
God, that really did hurt, because he didn't catch any kind of brakes. He spun and had to pit with all the rest of the cars to come out about where he went in.
John Kernan has more to report on Lake Speed.
Well, according to the stopwatch, Lake may be the only car that can challenge Mark Martin. The last couple of laps that Larry McReynolds and the crew have been keeping the stopwatches busy. They've shown Lake running a half a second a lap faster than Mark Martin, and Lake's contending with Jeff Bodine in front of him, who's driving defensively to try and keep him from going around him. So maybe Lake has the only car in the field that could possibly pass Mark Martin.
The snapshot on Lake Speed, he started fourth, currently running in fifth position, but as you can see, his lowest was 25th on the 21st lap when he spun. He has done a fine job moving up, back up toward the front of the field.
This is where he spun, just right in that spot. This time he makes it just fine. That's right at the start-finish line. It looks like Terry Labonte. Terry Labonte takes a look, but can't make the pass.
You know what he did right there? I think he missed a gear. He came out that corner, he missed his upshift to third. John's got something.
Well, it looks like that they have lost third gear in the race car and the transmission. Larry McReynolds is busy talking to Lake right now, but that's apparently the problem. We have no third gear. As soon as Larry gets off the radio with Lake, I'll check with him and see if that indeed is the problem.
How often do you use third gear here, Dorsey?
Quite a lot around here, the way this racetrack is.